Alrighty. I think we're live. Honey, are we live?
Are we live?
Streamlabs says we're live. I don't know if I believe it. Says starting soon. We are there. We're there doing stuff. Alrighty. We ready to go?
Yep.
Oh my god, I'm old. Holy shit. And we have nothing to drink either.
Yep. Well, run to the fridge, to the refrigerator.
What?
To run to the refrigerator.
Oh, I think Mrs. Diddy is going to
Oh, is she gonna do it for you?
gonna be an amazing, incredible wife that she is. And
Well, I'm gonna run to the refrigerator because I don't
okay,
have anybody to bring me anything right now.
I'll go too. You're still an amazing, incredible wife.
All you have to do is tell me. I don't want to. There's a great.
Trying to block me from coming up the
There's
stairs.
a great $1.2 million house.
Oh, sure, we'll jump right on that.
It is very nice.
It was slippery though.
Yeah, seems kind of funky. You're so fun.
What?
It's a huge house, though. We would live in about a third of this house.
I'm back.
Yep, me too. Sorry, my wife is showing me 1.2 million houses in Fairfax that we're never gonna buy.
But they had a nice shower.
But they have a
I mean,
really
listen,
nice
y'all,
shower.
y'all are talking about retirement. You can't be buying 1.2. You
Nope.
never retire like that.
Nope. Nope. There will be downsizing.
Downsizing?
Well, one leveling.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. Where the
Have you had the
hell-
mystery flavor?
I have. Oh my god, is that good?
Yeah, I don't know what the heck they put in
Oh,
it.
where'd
but
you
it's
find it in
tasty.
cans?
Food Line.
Oh, well, okay. Trip to Food Line.
Matter of fact, the Food Line that was right across the
when
street
we were
from the
just-
Jamaican
we were
place.
There. Shit. And I even said something about, oh, there's a Food Line. We don't have any of those up here.
Yeah. Yep. That Food Line. Well, you come back and get some goat, maybe some curry chicken.
I
Try
got
the
to come
jerk
back and try the
chicken.
jerk chicken. Yeah.
The jerk chicken is fire. It's messy.
Tell them I didn't like the patties. The pastry was not right.
Oh, well, this will be show fodder. We'll get into that. All right. Let's do a thing.
Let's do it.
On 3, 2, 1. Howdy, folks, and welcome back to Joystick and Mouse, video game news and reviews for all you filthy casuals out there. I'm Don, I go by Diddy in the gaming community. With me this evening, as always, is J Dimes.
What's going on?
This is episode 144, and today is September 12th, 2022. And on this program, we lost the first unionized game company to financial difficulties this week. We answered that age-old question, are video games good for you? Nintendo is apparently an awful place to work if you're a female, and Ubisoft tells us all about their upcoming stuff. So it's been a week. It's been a couple of weeks, man.
Yeah.
So J Dimes has been spouting the accolades of this Jamaican restaurant down there where he's at, and Mrs. Diddy and I finally made our way down there this weekend, and holy shit, is it good. Wow. I had Jamaican patties, which, if you don't know, these are like a thin, they're not a filo crust, they're a similar though, more like a, like a flaky layered crust. Patty filled with minced whatever. I had beef. I had one spicy and one mild. I should have got both spicy because they really weren't that spicy.
They have a spicy beef and cheese too.
I did not try I'm not a big cheese fan. I'll take it or leave it, and if I have my choice, I'll usually not do that. But it was really good. Mrs. Diddy had the curried goat, which is one of her favorites. She said it tasted just like back home. Her favorite Jamaican place back there. But she didn't feel so great, so I'm not sure whether it was the spices or whatever afterwards. And she wasn't a big fan of the patties. She didn't like the crust on them.
Yeah.
But I think she just sort of got used to the Costco ones.
Yeah, so I get the patty every now and again. If I go at lunch, because they offer lunch specials, it's a lot less meat, but it's $2 or $3 cheaper than the dinner.
Right.
And so I may get the curry chicken lunch, and then I'll get a veggie patty because they also have a veggie patty.
Yep.
And the veggie patty is really good too.
And they had all the standards. They had the vegetables, and they had with cheese and meat, or beef and chicken, and spicy, not spicy. I got a couple of those because I wanted, that's how you judge a Jamaican restaurant is on their curry beef and on their curry goat and their patties. So a lot of people, I don't know, it's pretty. I sort of think jerk chicken is sort of a standard fare,
I will say their jerk chicken, just by the degree of spiciness, I think is different than most of the jerk chicken you get around here. But I normally get the curry chicken. The curry chicken is my go-to. Sometimes I'll mix it up and I'll get the combo and I'll get curry chicken and jerk chicken, or curry chicken and oxtail if I don't mind spending $20.
Yeah. I really like the jerk chicken. That's probably my favorite Jamaican food, but yeah, it was really good. So if you're down in the Woodbridge area, check out Irie Jamaican. I don't even know what the name is. Irie
Caribbean.
Irie Caribbean. IRIE. And it should be spelled. So and also this week,
did you get a red stripe while you were in there?
I did get a red stripe. As a matter of fact, I was sitting there like, man, I remember, when I went down there, there was a little hole in the wall bar across the road from the resort. And the resort was all inclusive, right? Anything you ever wanted in there. But like a red stripe beer was like $2.50 at the time. You could walk across the street to this little dive bar, and they were $0.25. And I drank a lot of Red Stripe that week. I can tell you, I drank a lot of Red Stripe. So we took our food and we got our food and we sat down and the couple next to us, they both got a couple of Red Stripes and I was like, shit, I should have got one of those. And then I was like, nope, I gotta have one. So I walked back up and got one.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah, brought back. It's okay. So it's the Budweiser of Jamaican beers. It's just not really a good beer, but brought back lots of memories. It's an okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So I got along different lines. I got a special email this week, and my time came up in queue, so I got to order my Stream Deck.
Woo.
Or my Steam Deck this week.
Yes.
I keep calling it a Stream Deck. I don't know why. Because I have one of those over there.
Stream Deck is that's an entirely different device.
That's a different device. But yes, I got my invitation to order my Steam Deck, and I did that. There was a possibility it was going to be here today. It did not show up.
So maybe tomorrow.
So when usually this is one of those things when FedEx tells you that, I'll say it Wednesday. It'll be so that will absolutely be our review next show. Will be my the Steam Deck, and keep an eye
excited
on Twitter.
for you.
I might do an unboxing for that. That might be fun.
Oh, hey, our first unboxing.
Yeah. So how about you, man? What's been going on in your world?
Nothing much, just work. Teaching myself to use Access.
That's fun. That's a sort of an older technology.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
My client wanted a database. And I guess I could have suggested like using SQL, but the problem with SQL is like I don't have an environment or anything to use.
If you need something quick and dirty and self-contained that you can just hand somebody, a download and say, here's your program. You don't have to do any setup or anything like that. Yeah, it's a great program. You can do it. It's sort of like fancier Excel because they're both,
Yeah. What I have
the same technology.
What has been really good is that a lot of the things that I have to think about as a part of doing this has made me remember some of the things that I took in my SQL class.
Yep. Yeah.
And Access will take a fair amount of SQL coding.
Oh yeah.
So there's been some macros and stuff that I've had to write that remind me a lot of SQL.
Yep. Oh my god, it's been so long since I did Access programming. You can write straight SQL for it, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a little tab that says SQL. So yeah.
Oh yeah, those are fun times.
Yeah. So we went to a buddy's house yesterday to watch the game.
Yep.
He's a Philly fan. He's got the ticket, so we drove out to his house and watched the game. Oh yeah, it was a quick weekend.
It was
that had a fair amount of stuff going on, but I'm ready for the next one because I need a nap.
I hear you. Yeah, both our teams were victorious yesterday, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you don't know this from previous versions, Jay Dimes is an Eagles fan. I am a Dolphins fan. We have no idea how that happened growing up in Pennsylvania, but it did.
So my buddy John, all of his family are Steelers fans. Yep. In some kind of way, he ended up a Philly fan.
My dad is a huge Steelers fan, like has a room and the whole thing.
My uncle is like that. So your dad was pretty happy yesterday.
He was very happy. They did everything in their power to try and lose it, but they pulled it out at the end. I don't know how you hit up. If you guys didn't see the game yesterday, this turned into the sports podcast. in overtime, the Steelers kicker hit the upright, and I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
full dunk.
That
Dead
that ball
on.
looked like it was going totally wide left.
It did.
And then it started to hook back in. And just when you thought, oh, he's gonna make it,
It's gonna hook in.
bong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then he
It was-
proceeded to make a longer field goal.
yes. That still stayed out to the left hand side. I
Yeah.
wasn't sure about that one either, but fortunately for my dad, it made it in. He texted. It took him like about 10 seconds to text me and go, "Oh
For
my
his
god, did you
sanity and
see
his
that?"
health. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into it here. I think you have the first one there too.
Yep. The first video game studio in the U.S. to unionize is shutting down. On Wednesday, Beast Breaker developer Vodio Games, that's a very interesting name, announced that it had failed to secure funding to produce an additional release beyond its debut date. The debut title, I should say. It'd be interesting to know if any of the places that they were asking for funding were scared off by the fact that they had unionized.
Yeah, that was my thought too. Is I really wondered whether they were whether that was a huge component of whether they could not find people to give them some working capital.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty big game on Steam. I was a little surprised.
Yeah, I had never heard of the game, so
I'd seen it on Steam. I know that I've seen some stuff about it. And I do I remember the story about them unionizing. But it wasn't that big a deal because I think they were pretty well compensated anyways, and I don't think the company ever I don't think they had a formal negotiation with the union. I think they recognized it, but they never got to the point where here's your what do they call it with the union? Not the working agreement. Here's your bargaining agreement. I don't think they ever actually got to that point with them. So I think we're going to see this more. Hopefully in the video game industry, we're going to see more unionization. I think it's good for the workers in an industry where it seems to need some structure.
yeah.
Some places it's just not a good scene right now in a lot of places. So, alrighty. Video games can get a bad rep as being a time waste, but can they actually have positive effects on brain functioning? Need to play some video games. A study published in Neuroimage Reports suggests that video games can lead to increased decision-making skills and improvement in brain activities. I gotta be honest, we've talked about this numerous times. I don't think there's any doubt that, from my personal experience, video games help with your cognitive function.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's any doubt that that's the point. They keep you thinking, and as a matter of fact, because I'm of a certain age, I see a lot of ads nowadays for help your brain play this video game. Here, I'm trying to remember the one that I must get it 2 or 3 times a week, an ad for this stupid app. But it's basically a game. It's basically match the dots, that kind of thing. They're wonderful tools for helping people.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to, I think, especially when we're talking about parents and children and whether or not the games are good for their mind. I think it really comes down to, as a parent, if you're going to let them play games and you have some concerns, are you looking for games that are actually going to push, like looking for a problem solving game, looking for something where they have to kind of think a few steps ahead, right?
I think that's why a lot of parents like Minecraft, because that is Minecraft. Minecraft,
Digital Legos.
Yes, you have to play. You have to plan out what you're going to do, how to do something, how to build something, and it's got to be structurally sound or it'll fall down. All that kind of things is great. This article is really good. It'll be in the show notes. Because it was a scientific study. They actually measured brain activity and patterns and then measured people's cognitive functional abilities, and they were better after playing video games.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is really news to us. But I mean, it was good to see a study that showed it. Yes, it was only 47 people. I mean, yeah, fine, I get that, but but it's a good data point.
Yeah, listen, that was a thing for my dad when I was a kid. Like, he didn't think video games were good for your mind.
Yeah. Speaking of video games, so I'm sort of holding out for the being the PlayStation fan that I am. I'm sort of holding out for the new PSVR. I hear it's going to be really, really nice. But I saw a thing the other day. It's for the Oculus. But it was a MLB batting training simulator. So you put on a VR headset, and you have a thing that attaches to the bat, and it throws you pitches and you have to try to hit them. And it's a simulator for being able to hit a baseball. It was freaking amazing. I was like, this is cool. I can see a lot more of that. I never thought about it, but
I bet you this is one of those things where it's expensive.
Probably.
Yeah, so they charge you $29 a month if you go month by month.
It's a service. Everything's a service.
I think it's when reality is the.
We're gonna talk about this in a little bit. How irritated I am about a new service. By the way, both of us before the show went and got a beer. I'm gonna tout this one. So this is by Southern Tier Brewing. It is called Warlock Imperial Pumpkin Stout.
That sounds tasty.
This is amazing. This is one of the best seasonal beers I have ever had.
Where is it made?
Wherever Southern Tier is. I want to say Southern Tier is in New York. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Lakewood, New York.
Good stuff.
Excellent beer. Lots of spicy, tasty, pumpkin-y goodness. Just excellent.
Sounds good.
Excellent. All right. So let's see. On to the next one. Tim, I think you have that too.
Even the wholesome family image of Nintendo couldn't save it from the backlash this week over a report that the culture there might have been worse than the one that has been well documented at Activision Blizzard. I'm going to say that this doesn't really surprise me.
I was sort of surprised, but then I was like, you know what? No, I'm not really. Not really. No. This is bad. This article will be in the show notes. It's a long read, but I would recommend reading it. This was a woman that worked at Nintendo as a QA tester. There's a lot of problems here with Nintendo. First, the whole not wanting to hire people and doing contract work. This is a big problem in video game development in general, that they hire contractors for a project and then let them go when the project is over. Look, a video game company has stuff in development all the time. I know that the company I work for, if my project ends, they find another project for me. I do not understand why they couldn't do this. I know why they do it.
Yeah, it's a cost.
It's the cost of benefits for an employee. And I understand why, but this makes for a really bad environment for people to work in, and the people that pay are us.
Yep.
The people that play the games. We do not get as good at games because the people that work on them don't care. And I don't care what they say, an employee of a company cares a whole lot more than a contractor does. Contractor's there to do a job and then they're done. An employee cares what happens to that piece of thing for that company. And that's the same across just about any industry. I've seen it 1,000 times.
I do not disagree with you, but I will play devil's advocate. It's a cost thing.
Oh, it's absolutely cost.
And the thing that consumers care about all the time is cost. Now, I'm not justifying bad behavior. That's a whole other thing, and they need to fix that because that's wrong. But from a business standpoint, I get, keeping costs low. Nobody wants to pay extra for their games. Or if you really feel that strongly about it, then I think you can't complain when the prices of games go up. It kind of reminds me of the Papa John's thing when they were saying in order to give healthcare to their employees, they would have to raise the price of a pizza like $2. And I was like, well, for $2, if people get healthcare, I'll pay it. Yeah, I'll pay that. But I really think that's the difference. Now, again, Nintendo has always got stuff in process, and all of their stuff, well, not all of it, but the vast majority of their big games are first-party games. So they're developing them in-house. It's not like they are outsourcing for a lot of their content. They could probably afford to hire full-time employees.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that sort of lends itself also to the environment where, a lot of these guys, because there's not a lot of female representation within the company, they feel like they can get away with it, and they act, well, they act horrible. I mean, it's
but it's not just there.
It's not just there.
It's all over.
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
It seems to be really prevalent in the game industry. For one, there are a few industries where it's really bad.
I think part of that is the game industry seems to be a little more casual, and that casuality, when you're feeling casual, you will get a little closer to that line, cross over that line more than you might if it was more of a stiff professional setting.
That's probably true. Yeah, you're a little bit looser, a little bit more. Feel like you can be a little. Yeah, I probably agree with that.
that still,
That
yeah,
does not
and
excuse
it
harassing
doesn't
somebody.
excuse the behavior.
Yeah.
No, doesn't excuse it at all. At all. So, yep, Nintendo needs to get the shit together.
Yeah, it's an interesting read. We need to do better, and sort of what you said. We're sort of going to talk about that again with the last one, but I don't mind paying a little extra for goods and services if it helps out the people that are making them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind. This sort of goes so like I was talking about the beer. I don't mind paying a little bit extra for a craft beer if I know that it's a small company that's putting out a good product. Yep. Southern Tier puts out a good product. Who's one of the others? Solus, which is a local company.
Yep.
They usually put out a really good product. I don't mind paying a little extra for their stuff because it's a small company and they don't have as much margin and they're doing a good job. So I'm of the opinion I don't mind doing it. I'm also in a place where I can, so I mean
well, yeah.
There's that too,
Yeah. That also colors what you are willing to put out.
It absolutely does. All right, so our big story for the week was Ubisoft held their Ubisoft Forward this past week, where they announced all the upcoming games and news. If I can sum it up in a statement, I hope you like Assassin's Creed and The Division, because there's going to be a lot more of it. So I just was amazed. They are going to do every Ubisoft or every Assassin's Creed in every time period ever known to man.
Yep.
But I know so let me sort of go through the first couple here that they really skimmed through these. This was really, really quick. Mario and Rabbids game.
I'm here for that.
It looked cool. That'll be sort of neat. I'm sure Tim's favorite thing was something called Skull and Bones.
No.
Basically was you got to sail a pirate ship around and have battles, ship battles. So it just oh my god, I don't know how that's gonna do. I like a good skating game. I liked the Tony Alva game and the other dude, whatever his name was. I like those skateboard games. Those were a lot of fun.
You're talking about Tony Hawk and
Tony Hawk, yeah. And who's red haired dude?
Oh, Sean White.
Yeah. Those skateboard games are a lot of fun, so I enjoy those. Good times. There was a game called Tricky, which was a snowboarding game. That's sort of in this. It's called Riders Republic. The new expansions for that look pretty good. Then they got into the meat of it, which is the two games that they spent a ton of time on because they basically are going full out on The Division and Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
The Division 2, let's talk about that first because that's Tim's thing. Do we know that there was an update for The Division 2?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't.
Yeah. They've been in.
I didn't.
It's been in what is it? PTS. Player testing.
Oh, okay.
For like the last month. It's just it's been close to a year since there's been new content for The Division. They've basically just been replaying previous seasons.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know I don't know that I'm gonna go back and play it. I mean,
Really?
listen, I'll probably it comes out tomorrow. I'll probably
The new one comes out
update
tomorrow.
and maybe I'll play. Um,
Well, if
I
you
think
don't,
the season. Well, they don't normally charge for the season. They charge you for like the season's pass, where you can get additional loot drops
right?
as you progress. I don't know. I might give it a whirl, see what it's like. And honestly, I don't even know if the guys that I used to play with are still playing. So it might be, oh, I have to go back and play with a bunch of randoms. Some of those guys are still playing, I'm sure. Some of them.
Yeah. Well, some of them are into. You know, also, you know, when something new comes around too, a lot of the guys that left will come back and
Yeah.
can
But
check
I
it
mean,
out.
I have seen, like, if you follow like the network chatter and even um a lot of the influencers that do like the YouTube videos and whatnot for Division 2, a lot of them are very skeptical. So I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if that doesn't grab you, well, then you're gonna get a whole new game because we're getting the Division Heartland. So we're gonna go to the Midwest next time, instead of Washington D.C. or New York, and play in the Midwest, which will be really different for the Division.
Yeah.
Not in a city, so that'll be really entertaining. It actually looked pretty good. This is by the company or the studio that did Rainbow Six and Ghost Recon games from Clancy. So that it looks really good. They also there's another game called Resurgence, which is going to be a mobile game, which is really interesting. Now, when they say mobile, I wonder what they mean.
What do you mean?
Is it like a shooter?
Yeah.
Or is it?
It's like an RPG shooter.
Really, on a mobile?
Yep.
So that'll be interesting. Along those lines, they are coming out with a Rainbow Six mobile also. So I assume those will pretty much be the same game, just skinned differently.
You know what the amazing thing to me was about that whole presentation?
Hmm.
They didn't announce the one game everybody's been asking for.
Which was
Splinter Cell.
Oh. Yeah, not a word.
There had been talk of a VR Splinter Cell game, and that got canceled. But like, yo, give us something that's different. Like, give us. I can't remember the main character's name, off the top of my head now.
I don't remember. It's been so long since I played Splinter Cell.
Man, but like the last Splinter Cell, Blacklist.
Mm-hmm.
Such a good game.
That was good. It was very good.
Such a good game. And they did use the character in Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
But in the last Rainbow Six game, he was like a DLC character. He pops up for a mission or two. But yeah, I mean, 2013 was the last time that we had a full Splinter Cell game.
Seems
Sam
like
Fisher,
yesterday.
that's his name. And it was a great game.
Hmm.
It was a great game, and yeah, they're still writing novels.
Yeah, I know. I was a little surprised with how many franchises actually have novels that associated with them. You know, I've read a lot of World of Warcraft, obviously, and the other one, shit, Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, I've read a lot of those books over the years, but I there's a lot of them do. I was really surprised how many game franchises have novels that go along with them.
There's a great audiobook for the second Division game. Katie Sackhoff is one of the voices. But I don't think they did it as an actual physical novel. I think the only way that you could
Interesting.
ingest it is like via audiobook.
Well, that's sort of cool. I'll have to check that out if I ever get through Wheel of Time. It just long ass books.
I tell you what, when we get through the Ubisoft, my favorite piece of video game news didn't even come from the Ubisoft press conference.
Oh, okay. I did tack a few things on the end, so we'll see. But all right. Ubisoft announced a new partnership with Netflix. That Netflix is going to host 3 upcoming titles from Ubisoft. Valiant Hearts 2. Well, there's a Valiant Hearts 1.
Yep.
Another Mighty Quest, which was actually a really fun game. And a new Assassin's Creed game that is going to go along with the TV show. Everybody knew there's not an Assassin's Creed TV show coming, right? Yep. Okay, good. They also announced that Mythic Quest Season 3 is coming out. And this sort of took me by surprise. It was like, Ubisoft was involved with Mythic Quest?
Yeah, I didn't know that
I
either.
did not know that. It's on Apple TV, if you don't know. I watched like half of the first show and thought it was really funny, and then I got interrupted and never went back and watched it because other things happened. I think mostly like Loki happened about the time I was trying to watch that, and I got caught up in that and never went back.
Yeah. They're listed as one of the production companies.
I had no idea that Ubisoft was involved with Mythic Quest for Apple TV. But it makes sense that they have a game company as, creative consultant on that. Well, it makes a lot of sense. If you don't know, Ubisoft Plus is coming. Actually, so Ubisoft Plus is actually not a bad deal. They have a lot of games. So if you haven't played a lot of their previous games, their Plus is a pretty good deal. But they're going to have a free trial that you'll be able to try. You'll be able to play all the Assassin's Creed games, all the Far Cry games, all the other, what we just talked about, Division games, if you haven't done that. They have a racing game called Trackmania, which I've never played, but looks pretty much like every other high-tech racing game. Where you're screaming through loops and corkscrews and all that good fun stuff. And the next one, which really pissed me off. So, I actually own Rocksmith. I own like 5 or 6 catalogs in Rocksmith. I'm going to lose those.
What?
Because they are going to a subscription service, and if you own the catalogs, it doesn't go forward. I'm like, and I don't own a lot of it. I own a few. I know guys that own a lot of music in Rocksmith. And if you don't know, Rocksmith is a thing that helps you play guitar. It's sort of like, what was the bandmate? GarageBand. It's sort of like GarageBand, where if you're learning to play, it'll play the music, and then on the screen it'll show you when to hit the notes. And the better you get, the more notes it has you hit, and eventually you're playing the song. So, but to turn this into a subscription service just doesn't make any sense to me.
And I don't have a problem with them turning to a subscription service. I have a problem with them telling everybody else they up a creek with what they've paid for.
Yeah. Yep. Fortunately, so there's a lot of them I didn't buy, and I'm glad I didn't now.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah. So, missed that one. Came out with a Just Dance. The cool thing about this is you can do it with your friends, which is just a little wild. And I sort of started thinking about this. This is the spot for VR.
Oh, Just Dance?
Just Dance.
Yeah, I
It's
can
like
see
a
that.
perfect VR game. You know, you and your friends get together and have a dance party, and you're not in the same room. That sounds pretty great, pretty cool. Okay, so we get to what they ended with, which was Assassin's Creed and the 362 different versions of Assassin's Creed that are coming out. The first one is a new game called Assassin's Creed Mirage. Just another one. It is in 9th century Baghdad. So they'll sort of harken back to what was the one that was set in the Middle East before? But at least we won't have to be looking at Vikings. There's
What was the one that was set in? It wasn't Odyssey. Origins.
Origins. Yes. Thank you.
I never played Origins.
So yes, going back to Baghdad, there'll be a lot of blood spilt in the sand. Yep. So after that, there's a documentary coming out, which actually this looks sort of interesting, about Assassin's Creed and how it was developed and all that. So that'll be pretty good. There is a final expansion for Valhalla coming out. I will not play this because I'm not allowed to show any more Vikings on my screen in Assassin's Creed.
I still haven't started Valhalla.
It's a good game. It just, Jesus, it's long. Wow. Just
Well, the problem was for me, I played Odyssey really late.
yeah.
And by the time I got done with Odyssey, I just wasn't ready to sit down and put another 70, 80 hours.
And I couldn't. The problem with me is I kept going on Assassin's Creed, and I was just like, oh my God, is this freaking over yet? I mean, I don't mind a game being long, but I want to feel like I'm accomplishing something. And
Yeah.
and I took this part, I did that part, I took over this section, I converted this territory. When do I finally get to where I've won? How much more do I have to take? So that was that one. I think I felt like it just went on too long, and I got to the point where I wouldn't do a side quest. I wouldn't even do them, and then I feel like I missed out on a bunch because the game was so long.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I did not travel off the path very much in Odyssey. Like, I was really just trying to, and even with that being said, it still took me forever.
Yeah. Yep. So so in Ubisoft's defense, you get your money's worth from the Assassin's Creed games. They are coming up with another new mobile game called Assassin's Creed Jade. Again, this looks like Assassin's Creed on your phone or on your iPad. Actually, they say mobile and everybody thinks phone, but your iPad is the place to play games. Diablo's fantastic on the iPad. Really good.
I'm waiting for them to launch new iPads so I can buy a new one.
Yeah, the Apple event was a little weird, huh? We got new phones.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they said. That was what they said, though. It was going to be a phone specific. I need those M2 iPads.
What's the other chip?
M1.
Yeah, but it's a M1 Ultra?
Oh, there's an M1X that was in like the bigger laptops. Yeah.
We mentioned the Assassin's Creed show that's coming to Netflix. This sort of goes with their partnering with Netflix to do games and that kind of stuff.
I hope they do better than they did on the movie. That movie was awful.
Oh, come on, it wasn't awful.
Yes, it was.
Right, it was awful. It was pretty bad. There was even more stuff, some webtoons and stuff like that. Here was the one that sort of intrigued me. They're coming up with basically a framework for DLCs. I actually thought this was the way they should go anyways. Assassin's Creed is basically the same game. Every time you come up with a new game, it's the same game. And we've all complained that it's too long, right? Mm-hmm. It takes too long to finish a game. This is what they should do. Give me an 8 to 10 hour DLC to play. Even if
just
it's
don't
20,
charge me the same price.
Yeah, don't charge me the same price. But even if it's 20 to 40 hours, great. Give me a DLC that plugs into the engine and lets me play it for a little bit, but doesn't take 6 months of my life to finish. And that's basically what they're going to do with this. The first one is called Assassin's Creed Codename Red. It is from feudal Japan, and you will play out Shinobi Fantasy. This sounds cool. This is basically ninjas in Assassin's Creed, and it sounds really good. They have.
I don't know how I feel about that.
They have announced another one called Hex that's going to be in the same area. That's going to involve witches. So I assume it's going to be northwest or northeast US based. Also looks sort of cool. But these will both be, they say plugins, but I assume like a DLC for this engine that they have for Assassin's Creed. Sounds really cool. The engine is called Assassin's Creed Infinity, that you'll be able to plug in things for it. I think Jade is also one of these, if I remember correctly, that they said that. I don't see here, but that's it. That was the list of games. Like I said, if you like Assassin's Creed or The Division, you're getting a lot of shit. You're getting a lot of stuff.
Yep.
One other little tidbit that came out of that was Ubisoft announced that all their titles will be priced at $69.99. Their AAA titles will go to $70.
They tripping.
With the next round.
They're
now,
tripping.
They did make a point to say it was only the AAA titles and not all titles. But let's face it, most of their titles are the AAAs. It's, you know. These plug-in ones, I think they said they were going. I don't know if they gave a price on those. I seem to remember something about $40, but I'm not positive.
I'll do like I always do. I'll wait for stuff to go on sale.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot in there that I would say, oh my god, I've got to play that. The Midwest one sort of looks sort of cool. For the Division, the Heartland one, that looks sort of neat. That might be okay, yeah, I'll play that one right off, but the rest of them I think I can wait on. And what was the other thing? Oh yeah, $70. That was that. I think that was it. That was it for Ubisoft. Oh yeah, there's a brawl game coming, sort of like the normal, the all out one player standing at the end type of thing. That looks pretty cool. Called Brawl Hala. Game. That actually is coming out in about a month. Was there something else about Ubisoft that you wanted to bring up?
Oh no. My other thing, my exciting thing is the new Marvel game, the new Marvel Captain America Black Panther game
Oh, I
that
haven't
they announced at D23.
I did not see that. I didn't see
Yeah,
that come across my news feed either. That's interesting.
yeah. I think I sent. I thought I sent it to y'all.
Oh, you might have.
And the creators of the game are Amy Hennig of Uncharted
That's gonna say God, that sounds familiar.
and Mark Bernardin, who is comic book writer, um, television show writer. He's Kevin Smith's co-host on Fat Man Beyond.
No.
So I am stoked. It's a game that takes place during World War II, and so the Black Panther is not T'Challa. It is T'Challa's grandfather, who is the Black Panther.
Oh.
And you get one of the
cool.
Howling Commandos and an early they don't say it, but my feeling is that the other Wakandan character is an early Dora Milaje warrior.
Cool. That actually sounds really good.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
I did not see it. Did you send that to us?
I think I sent it to you and Alex in the group chat.
You have to go look.
Fairly certain it did.
Oh, yes, you did.
And then I just sent you another link.
Oh, that was what that one was about the thing I'm working on that I can't tell anybody?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's been saying he's been working on something comic related, but couldn't say what it was.
Ah, okay.
And now he can say what it is.
Cool. Yeah, that looks... Oh, that looks really good. That looks good. Really good. Maybe we'll try to pull a story for that. I have two other small tidbits here. If you are listening live, tomorrow, Tuesday, there is both a PlayStation event and a Nintendo event. Right? Nintendo and PlayStation tomorrow? Yes. They are both tomorrow. So there'll be all kinds of news from that. I'm sure those will be main stories for the next time. So
yeah, it'd be interesting to see what PlayStation is going to announce.
It will be. Wonder if they're going to announce the price increase for the US.
Ooh.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Bad.
Don't do that.
Bad stuff.
You know what's really jacked up is you haven't been able to get a PlayStation. And now when they're finally starting to become more available, they want to start charging you more money to get them. Like, nah, I'm not giving Sony my money if this is how they're going to do business.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can handle the losses anymore. It just.
Listen, I have always said Sony's biggest issue is that they don't have a pocketbook that's quite big enough.
They do not.
For what they want to do.
They do not. I do not have a video game review this week. We will absolutely have one next show because I'll have my Steam Deck and I will do that as a review.
I'm excited to see how that Steam Deck rolls for you.
So we will see. Everything that I've read said it is an incredible device.
Another thing that people just can't get their hands on.
Yeah, the whole you sign up and then they send you they send you an email that says you have 48 hours to order this. If you don't order it, then it's gone off to the next person.
Well, but you've ordered. It's on its way.
I ordered it. And you had to sign up. So you also had to sign up for a specific version.
Mm-hmm.
I signed up for the middle one. But you couldn't change it. Like,
yeah.
Once I got it, that was the one I had to order. There was no option to order anything else, which was interesting too. But
yeah.
So
well, I'm sure. Listen. If you don't like it, I'm sure somebody will take it off your hands. I'm
I'm
sure there will be somebody that you can sell it to.
I'm sure there will be somebody. I
Or
I'm
Beck might just take it to work with her.
she might. She might take it over too. You never know.
Yep, never know.
All right, folks. That's a show. Thanks for listening. If you'd like to reach out and contribute to the show in any way, email us at joystickandmouse@gmail.com. You can learn how to follow Jade Imes and myself. If you'd like to purchase some merchandise like this spiffy shirt, like this one, you can go on over to shop.joystickandmouse.com and head on over to iTunes. Leave us a 5-star review if you enjoyed the show. And until next time, Jade Imes.
Take it easy, folks.
And we will see you later, folks. Bye now.
If you like this show, check out more great content at incastmedianetwork.com.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
And that's the show. It's a wrap.
I think I'm gonna go bake some cookies.
Cookies. Oh, I don't have cookies. And Food Line.
Good.
Now I gotta
Gonna
get down to Food Line.